Have you ever wondered how an empire that once ruled the known world simply vanished into the annals of history? Our tale begins with a myth, a legend of two brothers, Romulus and Remus, who were raised by a she-wolf. Their story is the fabric of Rome's foundation, a city destined for greatness. From these humble beginnings, Rome grew, and the Roman Republic was born. It was a time of democracy, a time when the people had a voice. Senators were elected, laws were passed, and Rome began to flourish. But the Republic was not content with just ruling Rome. It cast its gaze upon neighboring territories hungry for expansion. The Republic grew in strength, its armies marching across the lands, conquering all in their path. Then came the Punic Wars, a series of 3 wars fought between Rome and Carthage. Rome emerged victorious, but the battles were hard-fought and the cost was high. The Republic was strained, the cracks starting to show. These cracks led to a pivotal point in Roman history, the end of the Republic and the birth of the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar, a name that echoes through time, played a significant role in this transformation. His rise to power marked a shift from a republic to an autocratic form of government. Caesar's reign, though short-lived, left an indelible mark on Rome. His successor, Augustus, officially ushered in the Roman Empire. Under his rule, Rome experienced a period of peace and prosperity known as the Pax Romana. The empire expanded, reaching from the British Isles to the Middle East and everything in between. The Roman Empire was not just about military might, it was a beacon of culture, a hub of art, architecture, literature, and philosophy. Rome was the heart of the empire, and its pulse was felt throughout the known world. And so, the stage was set for the rise of an empire that would dominate the world for centuries. At its zenith, Rome was a beacon of civilization and power, unmatched by any other. This was the golden age of Rome, a period of unparalleled prosperity and influence that left an indelible mark on the course of world history. The peak of the Roman Empire was marked by significant achievements in various fields, such as architecture, literature, and law. Grand structures like the Colosseum and the Pantheon, the epic works of Virgil and Ovid, and the comprehensive legal system known as Roman law were all products of this era. This period also witnessed the Pax Romana, a time of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. The Pax Romana was not merely a cessation of hostilities, but a time when the empire flourished. Trade routes were secure, arts and sciences thrived, and the standard of living for Roman citizens improved significantly. Several emperors played pivotal roles in this golden age. Emperor Augustus, for instance, ushered in the Pax Romana and enacted reforms that stabilized the economy. His successors, known as the 5 Good Emperors, continued his work, each contributing to the empire's prosperity in their own unique ways. Emperor Trajan expanded the empire to its maximum territorial extent, while Hadrian fortified its borders. Antoninus Pius focused on legal reforms, and Marcus Aurelius, known as the philosopher emperor, promoted education and philosophy. Under these leaders, Rome didn't just rule, it influenced. The empire's culture, language, and laws spread far and wide, shaping societies far beyond its borders. Even today, echoes of Rome's golden age can be seen in modern legal systems, architectural styles, and languages. But as they say, what goes up must come down. Rome was no exception. The golden age couldn't last forever, and the empire, despite its grandeur and might, was not immune to the forces of change. But that's a tale for another scene. For now, let's bask in the glory of Rome at its peak, a civilization that truly stood the test of time. The very strengths that propelled Rome to greatness would eventually lead to its downfall. Rome was once a beacon of strength, power, and culture. However, even the mightiest of empires have their breaking points, and Rome was not an exception. As the empire expanded, the cracks began to show, and what was once a formidable force started to crumble from within. Political instability was a major driving force behind the empire's decline. The Roman Empire was plagued by internal power struggles, with emperors and their ministers warring for control. This infighting weakened the empire, leaving it vulnerable to external threats. The death of Theodosius I in the year 395 only exacerbated this issue. He left behind a field army in a state of collapse and an empire divided between his two incapable sons. The economic strength of Rome was another factor that began to falter. As the empire expanded, so did the cost of maintaining it. This put a tremendous strain on the Roman economy, leading to widespread financial instability. Coupled with the internal issues, the Roman military also started to decline. The once mighty Roman legions, the backbone of the empire, were no longer as effective. Their numbers dwindled and their morale sank. They were stretched thin across vast territories, struggling to keep the peace and defend against external threats. And these threats were many. The Goths, fleeing from the Huns, were among the non-Roman groups that entered the empire, and the Roman forces were unable to exterminate, expel, or subjugate them. More barbarian groups crossed the Rhine and other frontiers, adding to the pressures faced by the empire. The culmination of these factors revealed a once invincible empire, now teetering on the edge. The Western Roman Empire especially was losing its grip on power. It was unable to effectively control the scattered Western domains that were still described as Roman. The once invincible empire was now on the brink of collapse. The fall of Rome was not just an event, but a process. A slow burn that eventually led to the extinguishing of one of the greatest empires in history. The mighty Rome, a shadow of its former glory, was now at the mercy of the very barbarians it once dominated. As we delve into the final years of the Western Roman Empire, we find an empire in decline, its once formidable strength now a fading memory. The empire's downfall was not a sudden event, but a gradual process. Political instability and economic decline had left Rome vulnerable. The military, once the pride of Rome, had become weak and ineffective, unable to protect the vast territories that Rome commanded. In these dire times, the barbarian invasions played a critical role in Rome's downfall. In the year 376, a large migration of Goths and other non-Roman tribes, fleeing from the Huns, sought refuge in the empire. Unable to exterminate, expel, or subjugate these newcomers, Rome found itself with a formidable force within its borders. The death of Emperor Theodosius I in 395 marked a turning point. His two sons, under the influence of warring ministers, inherited a crumbling empire. The Goths and other non-Romans became a force that could challenge either part of the empire. More barbarian groups crossed the Rhine and other frontiers, putting further pressure on the already strained empire. By 476, the Western Roman Emperor's position held negligible military, political, or financial power. The scattered Western domains, still described as Roman, were largely under the control of barbarian kingdoms. In this year, the Germanic barbarian king Odoacer deposed the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire in Italy, Romulus Augustus. The Senate sent the imperial insignia to the Eastern Roman Emperor Zeno, signaling the end of the Western Roman Empire. And just like that, the Western Roman Empire was no more. Its once powerful presence had faded into history, leaving behind a legacy that would shape the world for centuries to come. The Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire survived, but the mighty Rome that once dominated the Western world was no more. The fall of Rome was not the end, but a new beginning in the annals of history. The Roman Empire's disintegration led to the rise of the Byzantine Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire's successor, which thrived for centuries as a formidable power in the Eastern Mediterranean. Despite the loss of political unity and military control, the fall of Rome was not the sole defining moment. The era known as late antiquity underscores the cultural continuities that persisted beyond the political collapse. The Roman Empire's legacy was monumental, shaping modern institutions, culture, and thought. Its legal system forms the basis of many current legal codes. Its language, Latin, influences numerous languages today, and its architectural and engineering feats remain unsurpassed. The empire's historical accounts continue to captivate, serving as a rich source of study and reflection. Thus, the rise and fall of the Roman Empire serves as a poignant reminder that even the mightiest can fall, but their legacy can endure the test of time.